Here we go. Hey. All right. It's midweek. We know it's midweek, but this is Marianne and Rexy, and we are 5150. And there's so much news that it would take up the entire weekend for us to do. And I really don't want to do that. I want to give Rexy some time to yap on the weekend instead of me just throwing facts at everybody. And so here we are, the midweek mania. And okay, so what should we start with? Should we start with the dirt?
Sure. Yeah, let's start with a little dirt.
Okay, start with the dirt. All right, so we'll start with the first dirt, which is Sid Wilson and Kelly Osbourne. Sid Wilson, of course, the news this week is that Sid got the boot from Slipknot. And news reports, they haven't confirmed or denied it through the band yet. However, or with Sid just, he posted yesterday, but all he did was promote a clothing line on his merch line on his personal website. And basically what the word is coming out of the camp of Slipknot is that Sid was being an absolute dick to the other band members. Oh. So you know what happens if you're going to be a dick? Get the fuck out, right? Yeah. I think so, at least. Like, I mean, it's a bigger band. You got to be, I mean, he's been in the band apparently for like 19 years or 20 years or something like that.
On with that band? Shit.
Yeah, well, Slipknot's been around quite a while. I mean, 20.
I still feel like I just discovered them, even though it's been a while. It just doesn't feel like a band that's been around 20 years.
Oh, well, look, I saw them in the very beginning too, and like they kick ass. Like they're interesting. They're very theatrical on stage. There's so many of them, and like I said, I saw them in Fort Worth, Texas, and it was blistering hot. They had no shade to perform in, and they were in those costumes with the masks. And I was like, I have no idea how they're doing it without dying. So I have respect for people that don't die of heat exhaustion in the Texas sun, because I almost did. I'm a pussy when it comes to heat. I hate it. I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite. I prefer a good blustery snowstorm with my all dressed up and warm and toasty. So, but that's just me. But you can't go to rock concerts in the snow. That's true. So the rest of the what's that?
Not an outdoor arena is definitely not.
Yeah, not in the winter. No. Although I would like, I wished I was Rich Stadium a few years ago. This is an NFL story. Rich Stadium a few years ago, they had a big snowstorm just before the Bills were going to play. I believe they were playing part of the Super. They played last year excellently, but it was the year before that the snowstorm happened, and they were I believe they were in the playoffs. Anyway, all the fans came down and shoveled out the stadium because it was open. It doesn't have a dome.
Oh, okay.
So I would have totally done that. And I'd sit outside to watch an NFL game because you can get all bundled up and have fun. But yeah, I mean, as far as concerts, though, I don't know if I'd really want to. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, so their blood is thick. Yeah, thick blood is what it is.
Yeah, well, these jokers, though, they were wearing masks and prison jumpers. I don't know how the fuck they did it without dying. So congratulations to Slipknot for that, because that wasn't the first time or the only time. Okay, so and with this, the story goes that Kelly Osbourne, of course, is the mother, the baby mama of their love child. Now, I believe that Sid and Kelly are friends through recovery, because Kelly made 5 cryptic messages on Instagram that she deleted afterwards. But of course, everybody screenshotted them. So fuck you. Your privacy is not, people are like, leave them alone. I'm like, then don't post on social media, asshole. And and don't be famous. If you don't want to be famous, I mean, if you're going to be famous, like, especially if you're going to go and almost marry an Osbourne, you're doomed. You've got a target on you, right? But so she dropped some notes, basically criticizing. I'm assuming she was something like, you make all these comments about other people, but you won't even look in the mirror. And then she said that she wants to be happy. She wants to be left alone with her son, which is, and she said the 3 things she requested is her dogs back, which I can appreciate. I'd like my dogs back too, James Hetfield, you fucking asshole. And she wants her property back. Yeah, I'd like that back too there, James Hetfield, you fucking asshole. And the other one is she'd like child support. Yeah, I'd like to be compensated for fucking gang stalking and all that stuff, James Hetfield, you fucking asshole. Drunk narcissist. Anyway, but so Kelly So Kelly asked for these things, and I mean, people were saying, criticizing her, saying, "Well, she's rich, she doesn't need the money." And I said, "It's not about that. It's about if you make a baby, you have to invest in the baby." So that's sort of my 2 cents on that. Any thoughts, Rex?
Well, yeah, if you, even though she's rich, it's like basically if the father wants to still be in the life of the child, he has
Yeah.
to still basically have, still have those obligations and responsibilities of a father. Then that would probably basically either be, compensation or in time with the kid and all that kind of stuff. So you can't come around and be a father and be by the kid if you're not going to do something to help the mother.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know what happened to Sid. Like, I mean, he's been in Slipknot for a long time. There have been other members that have been let go, let's say, to be diplomatic. And so, I also know, as I mentioned last week, we won't mention names again, but someone I know knows someone who hung out with the Osbournes when he came over from Britain, and he became what this person called a lizard brain. So I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with the water at the Osbourne house. We don't know. Another thing that a lot of people don't know is that Jack Osbourne was married prior to the lady he's with now. Now he has 2 children with her, and the gal before her has basically disappeared. Now, Jack's obviously got full custody of all the children, and I don't know what happened to her. Like, I mean, obviously she must see them or whatever, but he's got full custody of them, which is very unusual. Most of the time women get custody of the girls. And so, she like had 3 kids with him. And then I've always sort of speculated that Sharon had something to do with it and that she just couldn't get along with her mother-in-law.
Well, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. I mean, it just
wouldn't doubt it.
Well, I mean, you're setting yourself up with something like that. I mean, there's so many things you can say about the Osbournes, and everybody's like, "Oh, don't say anything, Ozzy died." It's like, we're all gonna fucking die, man.
Because Ozzy died doesn't mean that we can't basically say anything about anybody in our family. And I mean, it was okay when he was alive, but now it's not okay.
Yeah. That's just, I mean, I've read so many biographies and things when Sharon Osbourne is in them, nothing good ever happens. I mean, Des Ferrara, I can't see his name. Okay, anyway, Des from Devil Driver and Coal Chamber was talking about her last week. Now, Des has, he's also mentioned something about some health concerns that he's got. He's got some sort of a salivatory tumor, and he's basically working through it. Anyway, get well soon, Des, because, we think you're great. But he was saying that doesn't know where he'd be without Sharon. And I was sort of like, well, Des, like, Coal Chamber and Devil Driver are 2 amazing bands. Like, you would have made it. You wouldn't have been on Ozfest. A lot of these bands, that's where they got their breaks, is Ozfest. That was where they originally started. And I get that. At the same time, though, I see people like Lita Ford, who was managed by Sharon Osbourne, and then one day Sharon Osbourne just decided that they didn't have a relationship anymore, and she basically stopped talking to her. Which, I don't know. I mean, especially because Lita Ford lost her mom, and she was kind of like, I mean, I don't think when you're making money off people, when you're making a certain percentage off their back, doing nothing but organizing things, arranging things, I think that I don't know. I think there should be a lot of respect there. I get it but Lita Ford's like one of those people that deserves the respect. It's not like she was nobody, right?
Was she dealing with Sharon Osbourne during the Lita album?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that, there's like I said, she's got a great book called Living Like a Runaway. And in the book, I know that cover that she's got of the one album, she basically was on the phone with somebody while she was dyeing her hair, and she had the dye in too long and her hair was falling out. So that's all extensions that she's got in her hair.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, okay, so on to the next thing. The next thing is, okay, we're going to put a little romance into the show after I'm cursing down people, and that is that we've got this cat who is from the Italian chapter of Black Label Society, and he has posted. I was on Reddit, and he has posted on Reddit. His name is John, I believe. Okay, let me just check here. Okay, so if your name is Ashley and you were at the Italian Black Label Society show in April 2026, there's a dude looking for you. And he says this, and it says, Black Label Society, Montclair, April 2026. Hi, everyone. I'm looking to find a special person. Her name is Ashley. She's a fan of Zach Wilde and his crew and has been next to me close to the stage at the Wellmont Theater on the 3rd of April, 2026. She was with 3 people, all like her. We spoke and she said she had been in Italy for work. I am Italian, I said, but I did not leave her my number, and that was my bad. I like you very much. If you are out there, here I am, the Italian guy next to you at the Wellmont, enjoying Zach and his acts. I hope one day I can find you and share one more laugh. Peace. So the cat didn't leave his name. His name on here is Consistent Weight 843. But if you go to the Black Label Society Reddit page, Ashley or whoever, if you know Ashley, hook a man up. I mean, if she's still in Italy, we might be able to take her out for dinner or something.
Maybe.
Right? Well, I mean.
Or maybe the reason why she never basically mentioned a phone number was because she didn't want to see him ever again.
Nah, let's stay optimistic. And let's say she was with her friends and didn't think he was interested. Just like I think Jerry Cantrell thinks he's too. I used to think that Jerry Cantrell was too cool for me. So now I know, you live and learn, right? So yeah, so there you go. Whoever you are, buddy, I wish you luck and keep us up to date. Put on Reddit. If you find her, I expect photographs. And if she finds you through this or through other avenues, we want to know about it, right?
Well,
right on.
I didn't know we were in the matchmaking business.
Oh fuck yeah, we're into every kind of game.
Is that what we're doing now? Okay.
No, well, why not? All right, and so this week begins the pilgrimage of Rush coming back to Toronto. Very exciting for me, for every Rush fan out there. We've got people coming in from all around the world. I've been on my Rush Facebook page that I love very much. All the people on there are so amazing. They're all enjoying being at Madison Square Gardens, which I'll talk about this weekend while I share images that they had. And so Rush is in Toronto, and one of the people, his name is John, and he's with his wife Diana, and they are here from the UK. And crazy enough, hold on, where's the picture? Right before the show started, I went to the page and I went to my Facebook page, and they ran into, where the heck is it? Oh, for heaven's sake, now I'll lose it, right?
I don't know. But make sure you get the right picture this time. I'm like,
yeah, Yeah, there it is. Yay, I got it right. Thank you. No applause, just throw money. This is John and Diana. They're from the UK, and this is Anika Niles, the drummer from Rush, and she was down in what they call Queen's Quay in Toronto, which is it's kind of swanky, and some of the most expensive condos in Toronto. And so she was walking along, and they found her. So I think that's pretty cool. I think they should go out and get a lottery ticket because they're having a lucky day. Great way if you're a Rush fan. That's like, how could you ask for any better?
That's right.
Right? I mean, like, I'd nerd right out. I'd be jumping up and down. And these folks have been.
Next thing you know, Geddy Lee will have your face on his shirt. You don't know.
Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, that's another thing that we'll talk about. Chad Lee from he's a friend of Dimes, and he's photographed a lot of intimate photographs of them, like a lot of party pictures and old fun pictures of back in the day. He's going to start selling photographs on T-shirts. So I think this is a genius idea. There are so many Dimebag fans out there, and he's got some of the best photographs of them, of him and Vin. I think this is a great idea, and so I'm going to totally promote it, and I hope that it brings him a lot of luck and a lot of money. He's just such a great guy, and he again is another friend of Sean Glass, who is the fellow from Chicago that passed away from a stroke and that's trying to raise money for his son, Maddox. So there's that. So yay, Rush, hooray. Okay, so the other woohoo, Rush. Woo! Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with Rush. Okay, so the other thing that happened this week that I found very exciting, and again, it's another Yuli John Roth thing. So we'll put our man up here. Here he comes. Okay, so there he is. He played at Wacken, which of course is amazing because Wacken. I've always wanted to go to Wacken. So for me, it was like I was a bit jealous. I'm not going to lie, because the whole lineup this time was amazing. Priest, and I believe it's a long though, so it might be again this weekend. I'm not sure. Anyway, so Yulia John Roth, my fucking homeboy, was there, and amazingly enough, he had this cool thing called Yulia John Roth's Alpha Imagination, which he had 30 oil paintings that he has painted on display. Here he is signing some of them. I believe he had prints. So if he's there this weekend, guys, you know, I don't know if Falcons this weekend too. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, so he has got all these paintings. Now I'm a big art fan. I love paintings. I can't believe that he did oil painting. Oil painting is like very difficult, very time consuming. You have to have you're a special kind of person if you're doing oil paintings. So I thought I'd share a couple of them.
Nice.
There's one. Yeah, I fucking love it.
Beautiful.
Everything about it is just like, you know, I mean, I worship this guy as far as the person that he is. Like, I can't say I'm like a big UFO fan or a big Scorpions fan or, you know, any of that stuff. But I can say when it comes to this person as an individual, I just admire him so much. He believes like I said to him, you know, what does it mean to be the guitar god's God? And he said, well, I don't believe like that. I think I'm a conduit. So everything he's doing, he believes that, you know, the universe is bringing it through him. So I got a couple of pictures of it. And here's another one. I think that's a beautiful one too.
Oh,
hey, like they're just amazing. Like he just, you know, I mean, and this isn't acrylic. This isn't like a lot of people would do this and then they'd add in, you know, computer generated stuff. This is all hand painted. I'm not sure if it's on canvas or whether it's on velvet, but it looks to me like it could be on velvet. Anyway, I'm loving every minute of it. There's 30 of these, and I'll keep pulling them up in the next couple of weeks, as many as I can find. And yeah, like let's hear it for Yulia John Roth. You know, yeah, like I mean, this is beautiful work. He's a beautiful person, and why not support him? That's what I say. So yeah, it's called The Art of Imagination, and if you can be there and you can see it, and if not, hopefully he'll take it on. He should probably take it on the road. Especially if he's got, look at how fucking cool he is, eh? Like, it doesn't, like, you just, how cool are you? Like, stop me, you know? The guy's like, you know, I think he's in his late 70s. Rock on, you know? Like, if I wish I could grow up to be that cool. But it'll never happen. It'll never happen.
Yeah, probably not.
So no, definitely not. Never. I don't even fucking play guitar. How the hell am I going to be as cool as Yulia John Roth, right? So, all right.
Everybody's
so then,
got their own set of coolness with them.
Yeah,
so.
well, mine's like I'm fucking still waiting. So, all right. So, yeah, well, you know how it goes.
You're not
so.
7, you got a while yet. So.
No, you know, I'll just keep waiting. Something's gonna happen. Somebody. Dave's gonna call us. I know it. Call us, Dave. Okay, so speaking of Dave's, we can do Foo Fighters next, but I'll do Rich Sambora now because I know you're not a humongous Bon Jovi fan, but on August 1st, which I believe was Saturday night, Richie Sambora performed on stage in, I believe, Los Angeles with the Kings of Chaos, which is a band that was created by Matt Sorum. And the main guitar player in this band is Phil X. And Phil X, of course, is the successor to Phil's the one with all the hair here on the, which would be stage left. And Matt's in the middle with the sunglasses on. And then you see Richie Sambora. So he came up on stage and he did, I think he did I'll Be There For You, Living on a Prayer, and Wanted Dead or Alive. And, you know, I mean, with Bon Jovi just coming out on tour, again, doing his 9 shows at Madison Square Gardens, you know, this was, it's pretty exciting. It's because Phil X is still in Bon Jovi. So the possibility that we might see a reunion with Richie Sambora attending is always possible. So I'm hoping so, because I know that there's a lot of bad blood between those two. So I would hope that they would make up. They got they're like brothers, you know? Nobody wants to divorce your brother, right? And he's Italian, right? So he's a little feisty, right?
I think Bon Jovi's Italian too.
Yeah, they all are. Did you know John Bon Jovi's dad was a barber?
Yeah, like my grandfather.
Well, I just said, can you imagine? His dad must have had a heart attack because he had that long hair. His father was probably like dying to shave his head. You know?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Being a barber is an Italian thing.
That's very Italian. It's great. Great. It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I was very excited. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm always finding out useless trivia. I found out a ton of useless trivia on corrosion of conformity today, which we'll go into in a minute. Now, I just wanted to, we're going to do birthdays next. So I want to mention somebody that I didn't overlook it, but I didn't take the time that she deserves. And that is, dun, 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 Kate Richardson Anselmo, Philip Anselmo's wife.
Phil, all right.
Oh, what's that? Yeah, that's Phil. I know, nice hair, Phil. But okay, I'll put the other one up because it's good. And anyway, so these guys have been together a really long time. Philip went to visit a friend at college, and he met Kate, and just couldn't get enough of her. She's got beautiful big brown eyes. She's a vegetarian. She's an animal lover, and they have a huge like a plantation house down in New Orleans that they live on, and they have all sorts of animals. And as well, I want to say rest in peace to their dog Kronk Gymnastic Anselmo, who passed away this week, which is like losing a child for these guys. But Kate is one of those people that without her, Philip would not be where he is. Without her, the Pantera celebration would have never happened. Without her, so many other bands like Down, like Honky, different things like that. Housecore Horror in itself, which is their little film company. They also have Housecore Horror Festival coming up in November in New Orleans as well. And she's just such an asset. She's like the anti-Sharon Osbourne. Everything about her you love, and she's just one of those people that I've actually met her. I met her at the town ballroom, and she was like, I was like, yeah, if you go backstage at the town, because Tim Salt from Clutch told me that in the town ballroom, him and his manager saw some ghosts in the basement, because apparently it used to be like a place where people used to drink, and like during Prohibition. And he said he saw ghosts in the basement. So I was like, said to her, I said, oh, you got to check it out. There's ghosts in the basement. So yeah, but she's just a really nice person. She's been able to get Phil to, and the other thing was just before the Pantera celebration and in between Down, he has all these other things going on. She's a huge supporter of everything that he does, and she's kept him alive and functioning, but not going, haha, I'm going to make a ton of money off you and wearing Gucci. She's just a real down to earth woman. Sorry, excuse me. And I'm just really, I'm sorry I missed it was July 22nd. So I just wanted to say happy birthday, Kate, because you mean a lot to the metal community and to just life in general. I'm glad to be experiencing it with you, and I'm glad that you're here. So there. Yay, Kate, the Great, as I call her. Yeah. All right. So next we'll do Wasp next. So with Wasp, of course, Chris Holmes is battling prostate cancer. His GoFundMe is at 67%. So he's got 33,000. Wait a minute. Here it is right here. I can just check the number. 33,000 euros. He wants 60,000 euros. So,
I'm stepping
oh my God. Where am I? Ha ha ha. I can hear myself talking on Twitch, I guess. Too funny. Anyway. Okay. I'm hanging up on Twitch. Okay, there we go. All right. So Chris Holmes obviously is looking for money to help out. Now, what Chris has said in the interviews that I've read is that his insurance only covered the radiation. It didn't cover the rest of the medical bills. And anybody who knows, anybody who's ever, especially in Europe or anywhere else, I don't know what the coverage is like. Here, they just offer you MAID, but medically assisted in dying, for anybody who doesn't know what that is, they offer you that before they actually will treat you. When you're over a certain age, they actually offered it to a Catholic priest 3 times. Amazing, eh? You there? This is too funny. Where's Rexy? Rexy's phone overheated. baby. Okay, so she'll have to come back on. So okay, so with Chris, basically his money is running out, and he even said to his wife he didn't want to ask fans for money, but he had no choice, and so now he's asked everybody for money. So with that, Blackie Lawless got involved, and Blackie Lawless, right here, we got a little. Make sure that's the right one. Yeah, there we are. So Blackie Lawless actually came on at I believe it was his social media and in support of Chris. And so keeping that in mind, you've got he said, if Chris has ever touched your life, or if, a WASP has ever done anything, this is a time to really help. And as you see, the fans are reaching out. He's doing really good. Are you there, Rex? I can't find her. She's not there. Okay. She's overheated, just like all of us. Anyway, so there we go. So again, anybody who wants to do that, Chris Home, I'll put the GoFundMe at the bottom of the YouTube page as a link, and I'll do the other ones as well. Connie Burton's is at 12,667, and which is, I believe, 86% of the way there. Eugene Robinson as well. His is at I believe it's 93%. I'll do all the updates this weekend, and as well as I said, Sean Glass for his son Maddox. It's only at 30%. So I'm thinking maybe the best thing to do for them would be to have a fundraiser concert, something along the lines of that, where you bring in a couple of big names that know Sean. There seems like everyone knows him. One of the people who knew him was Chad Lee. Again, I'm going to keep saying Chad's name. Great photographer, and maybe Chad would take a photograph and raise some money with it. That's actually a good idea. So Chad, think about that, because this little boy. I know my dad passed away when I was little, and having a little bit of money would have made a difference. Knowing where my education was going to come from, instead of being stuck with a narcissistic mother who took all the life insurance and put it in her pocket and went out and got a boob job and a nose job and bought a mink coat. So yeah. Again, a little bit too much information, but oh, hey girl, there you are. I can hear you now. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I tried telling you I had to step away for a minute. So.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, well, welcome back. I don't even know if anybody's fucking watching. We're just getting this out of the way so that this weekend we can actually, it's not going to be all content. So moving on.
I basically have to step away every once in a while. If I do, and you call my name and you don't hear me, it means I just stepped away for a really quick minute.
Just call my name, because I'll hear you scream.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I can't. Well, I don't want to stop. What you're saying. So, yeah. Go ahead and proceed.
No, so we just went through the GoFundMe's. So the next thing is that we'll go back into birthdays then. Unless do you want to go through some pictures first? I found some cool pictures online.
Hey, well, yeah, okay, we got pictures if you want to put that up.
So this here, I thought you'd really appreciate this. I found this one right after we talked about Ray Gillen's last weekend. Of course, this is Jakey Lee and Ray Gillen, and it's an interview from when they were in Badlands. As well, a lot of people who are fans from the Seven Star album, which was the Black Sabbath album that Ray Gillen sang on. I saw the tour and didn't realize. I thought it was Ray. Well, I believe anyway. Glenn Hughes sang on the album, I believe, and then Ray Gillen did the tour. Glenn Hughes has just announced. Now, anybody who doesn't know who Glenn Hughes is, he's from. Was he from Dead Daisies, Deep Purple? Help me out here. I'm brain farting. This is when I have to look it up. Everybody's screaming at me right now. I can hear it. I'm thinking. I'm like Dead Daisies. Hold on. I'm going to look it up. Fuck it. This is what Google's for. But anyway, Glenn Hughes has announced that he is. He has to step down immediately from music. And the reason being, here I got a picture of him and everything, is because he's having to have open heart surgery. So he is, and he lives in California. I know because the reason why I know he lives in California is because I saw him this is no joke, I saw him in a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. He was at one of these parties these fancy people had. There's Glenn Hughes. So let me just check the bands that he's in. I'm going to go, of course, in a minute. Of course, Black Sabbath, and let me just see, where am I here? Okay, at Black Sabbath, Deep Purple. What else is there? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. still got quite a few. Hold on. Fuck, I hate this computer. Well, I don't hate it, but anyway. So yeah, so first band he was in was Trapeze, then Deep Purple, then Hughes Thrall, which I don't remember, then Black Sabbath, then the Hughes Turner Project, and then Black County Communion. That's the one I forgot, which is the one he did with John Bonamassa and Jason Bonham. Yeah, I forgot. Black County Communion is really good. Then he did California Breed, then the Dead Daisies, and then he's with the Kings of Chaos. Which was the one that we announced earlier tonight in the show, which is that the one that Richie Sambora was playing with. So Kings of Chaos must be like Hail and a Metal Allegiance, where it's like all the anybody can show up and play, which is fun. It's like total jam, right? Cool. Okay, and let me see what else I got here. I got this cool picture, which is the Palooza '93, which is the one where I did all that really good acid.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's from the left. It's of course Lane Staley, and I believe that's Darcy from Smashing Pumpkins, but it might not be. I don't know. That is Les Claypool, who's supposed to be in my Rush cover band. And that there is Maynard Keenan from Tool. And that was the first. Tool closed the second stage that day. And when they played in Toronto, or in Barrie, they were Molson Park in Barrie, the second stage was it was almost empty around the regular stage. And this was just packed right at the back. Everybody wanted to see Tool. I remember, like I said, I was really high that day. But the bass was just like fuck, and they had Maynard over their heads, and he was body surfing like across this crowd, and it was like within the market where they had selling shirts and arts and crafts and all that. So it was crazy. And just ever since then. Now, I have never seen Tool besides that day live, and people are like, "What's your favorite Tool album?" That I don't have one. I'm still waiting to see them live, because I'm sort of one of those people that's of the rule of thumb that I like to see you cash that check before I decide whether or not I'm going to buy your music. There's too many bands out there that rest on their laurels, and then they disappoint me live, and it doesn't happen very often, because usually I'm pretty careful about that. But I like bands that are going to basically cash the check that they're writing, if that makes any sense. Like Clutch.
Well, I know if the band's even worth investing in.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, especially now with auto-tune and all those things. You don't know what you're getting, right? And it's like, or you look at a band like Nickelback. Their albums are like a bit fluffy. They've got a couple of bangers, but they're a bit fluffy. See them live, total game changer. They are like I have seen them about 5 times and never disappointed. Like completely not what I expected every single time, and always a good show. And they don't play the corny music. I don't know why they record the corny music. I guess to get radio play. I don't know.
Probably.
But I don't know why. I'm just not thinking about you. Yeah. But when you see them live, it's completely different. Like it's almost like a completely different band. It's them, because they've got the 3-part harmony going, and the songs and stuff. But musically, they come on and they do like a little medley of like Metallica and Pantera and things like that. So it's like, Chad's favorite bands are like Lamb of God and Thy Art Is Murder and things like Suicide Silence. So bands that you wouldn't expect Nickelback to listen to.
Ticklesack?
Nickelback, but Nickelback. But yeah, so yeah, but again, their new album, Everything Under the Sun, is coming out in October. The last album, Get Rolling, sucked except for one song, which was San Quentin, which is the banger, and it has a great bass line right at the very beginning. It's a fun song. Other than that, the rest of the album sucked, and it was pretty much dedicated to Evelyn Shiflett, the fucking stalker. So, he wrote a song about her called Skinny Little Missy. And it's just like, hey, man, you've got an entire album written about a stalker. She was from Alberta as well. She's from Grand Prairie, Alberta, and he's from Hannah. And that's how they bonded, was over this. And that's where These Days, that Nickelback song, came from. Is she just, he was getting reminiscent with her as he was about to turn 50. So, yeah. But she was a skank and a liar and just told him whatever he wanted to hear, and then did whatever she wanted to do. And now he's got an entire album to explain. So there we go. More drama.
Well,
So yeah, well, that's how it goes, right? So
sure.
what do we got? Oh, here's another good picture. I got a couple of Rob Halford because everybody, if you know, Rexy is a huge Judas Priest fan.
Yeah.
So as we all are, I mean, you really, if you like metal, you have to like Priest. I had to grow into them though, but I love them. But I love Rob Halford. He loves cats, right? So he's
He loves cats.
anybody with my cats, right? And here's
Couldn't be all that bad if he loves cats.
yeah, well, that's the thing. If you love animals, it can't be all bad. Although Lars Ulrich's wife liked animals too while she was torturing me. So, but she was a vegan cokehead, animal rights activist, but she liked to torture humans.
Well, a lot of these animal activist types do hate people. So
Oh yeah.
they're like so.
Well, she hated herself more. She wouldn't even eat. So here's a funny little picture that I found, which are two unlikely characters, which is Leslie Nielsen, very famous Canadian comedian, and Rob Halford. And of course, have you seen Naked Gun? Right.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Okay, so yeah, that's the guy from Naked Gun. So yeah, no, I just thought these are fun pictures, and I thought, okay, we'll get these up, and there you go. But yeah, so he's having a good week. That one is from his page, and then we could just go to birthdays, and then we could just talk the shit for a minute. Okay, so what's that?
Sure.
Okay, sure. Okay, so let me see if I've got these right. Oh yeah, I've got a picture as well with Dave Grohl and Jennifer Finch, which is an older picture. Apparently they dated, and I'm sure Jennifer dumped him. No, I'm just joking. So Dave was a real ladies' man back then. So yeah. So apparently she must have been fun. She sounds like she was a lot of fun. So very cool. And so, so speaking of that, we'll just go to any birthday anyway. I'll just go them randomly. This week is Shane Hawkins' birthday, which is the son of Taylor Hawkins. He now plays for his dad's band, Chevy Metal. And here he is here. He just turned 20. So here he is. Happy birthday, Shane Hawkins. I believe I'll figure out what day it is in a minute, but I'll just write it. But last night the Foo Fighters were in Toronto. Shane's birthday, I believe, was the 3rd. Anyway, today's birthday, since we're on the Foo Fighters, it's Pat Smear's birthday. Of course, Pat Smear having the most metal, most punk name you can have, because it sounds so much like the gynecological exploration of the female's body. He's 67 today, man. Unbelievably. And so, yeah, happy birthday. They Foo Fighters played Toronto last night with Queens of the Stone Age at the Rogers Center, or the Rogers Stadium, where it's a huge stadium. They played with Queens of the Stone Age, and the place was packed. I'm just trying to see if I have any pictures. And here we go. Let me see if I got one here. No, there's just a picture there. And apparently Dave and the Foo Fighters played for 3 hours, which is so apparently the show went for about 5 hours because Queens of the Stone Age gave a big set as well. And I'm a big fan of Frank and Ginger, which is Josh Homme, the lead singer, Queens of the Stone Age. And of course, Dave. Dave's my buddy. So, anyway, so with Shane, Shane's covering for his dad. Another one of my people that I believe is not dead. I don't believe that Taylor Hawkins is dead. And I can explain my conspiracy theory to anybody who's interested. The reason I believe he's not dead is I remember when he apparently passed away in Bogota, Colombia. They were giving out the coroner's report within days. And just remember I showed you, Rexy? I showed you the amount of drugs he took, and you're like, there's no fucking way.
I know you told me about what he took. I don't remember.
Okay, well, here, let's look it up just because we got time. So, yeah, what drugs? Okay. So for the Foo Fighters, anybody that's coming up, they're playing Detroit tomorrow. They're playing Chicago on the 8th. They're playing Cleveland on the 10th. Then the 13th, they're playing Philadelphia. Then they're playing Nashville. 13th, they're playing Philadelphia. The 15th, they're playing Nashville. And that's the end of their tour for the summer. Thank you. We make bank. So... Well, that's it. That'll, between t-shirts, I mean, between T-shirts and ticket sales, they'll do okay. Okay, so here it is. It says on March 25th, 2022, a preliminary urine toxicology test. Now, let me ask you, how did they get a urine toxicology test? Did they drain his bladder? Like, how did they, you know what I mean? So
Probably.
they basically said, yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing. This is the Columbia Attorney General's Office, the Detective Academy. Opioids, benzodiazepines, tricyclic antidepressants, marijuana, and then I heard there was cocaine too. These are all, but it's like they found 10 different substances in his system. Now, Taylor Hawkins was in recovery. Dave Grohl was his best friend. And Dave, of course, lost one of his dear friends to addiction, which, of course, is Kurt Cobain. And so for him, there would have been a zero tolerance when it came to substances. So the fact that they had these drugs, they said something about cocaine too, because they're in Bogota. The way the coroner report came out, it came out way too fast. It takes 6 weeks for toxicology reports. These were out within 48 hours. So again, this is another one. I have a list where it's just between 2016 and 2022. It was like open season on famous people, and they were just dropping like flies. And I just hope, for my own sake and for everybody else's, is that a lot of what I think is true, and that these people are I think that there's something going on within North America, especially with this human trafficking stuff and the Epstein files, which we won't get into because we don't talk politics, we don't talk religion. However, I believe these people found out a lot of stuff that they weren't supposed to know and couldn't keep their mouths shut. So that's where I'm at with that. It's like the same thing with Canadian musicians all of a sudden started getting brain cancer. First it was Gord Downie, then it was Neil Peart. And it's like, they were sequential. They were within 6 months of each other. It's like, what was it in the water? I'm a forever optimist when it comes to rock and roll. I don't believe Elvis is alive, just so everybody knows that. But, Lemmy maybe Bowie's last album was Lazarus, and Lazarus went to hell and came back. So maybe you just don't go. So yeah, so happy birthday, Shane. Happy birthday, Pat. And today as well, another birthday is our friend MCA, or Adam Yauch, MCA from the Beastie Boys, who passed away quite a few years ago. And he passed away on May 4th, which of course, he's a big Star Wars fan. So May the 4th be with you. He was also really good friends with the Dalai Lama. He actually, speaking of Dez and what Dez is going through, Adam Yauch had the same thing. He had salivary cancer, and he passed away very young. I think he was only 40. I have to look it up. But yeah, so happy birthday to you, MCA. Do you like Beastie Boys?
I'm not a Beastie Boys fan. I don't have anything against them. I know a couple of songs. They're all right. It's not like something I basically go out and purchase, but I don't mind them. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, is I got to see them a couple of times, and they were so much fun. I got to see them 3 times. I saw the Ill Communication tour, I saw them at Lollapalooza, and I saw them on the very last tour, Hot Sauce Committee. It was, they're always really good. They were always a great band. I hear that Mike Diamond is touring with his sons, I think, and they're doing Beastie Boys stuff. So if that happens, I'd love to check that out too. But who the fuck knows, right? Anyway, okay, so moving on to the next day, August 2nd, was Butch Vig, who of course is famous for he's in Garbage, but he also he's produced a ton of albums. The most famous one being Nevermind, the Nirvana album, for anybody who doesn't know it, as well as who else is this week? Okay, so Butch Vig, happy birthday. These guys donated $8,000 to Jennifer Finch's GoFundMe, which was great, and because they love her, and so that was great of them to do. Now, another person, I believe his birthday was on August 1st. August 1st, I believe.
No,
that's Jolyn Turner. You're cutting out. I can't hear you. You're cutting out.
I think it's the second his is on.
Who? Jolyn Turner?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so Jolyn Turner, we'll say Jolyn Turner on the 2nd then. And happy birthday to you. I love the fact that Jolyn Turner's embraced his baldness and he shaved his head. So this is an older picture. Used to love him in Rainbow. Stone Cold is like one of the best Rainbow songs. I love it. And he's a fucking great singer. Like he sang with He sang with Malmsteen. And yeah, like he
Yep.
or was it Jeff Scott Soto that sang with Malmsteen? But he sang with Kansas, I think, and a couple of other bands. But he's amazing.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's find out. Fuck that.
I didn't know
let's
he
just
said
look it up.
Kansas. Yeah.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
What? Yeah, well, why not,
Let's
right?
find
Why
out.
not? What bands
Yeah, let's
did
check it out.
Joe and Turner sing for? Yep, it's right there. Look at this.
How
How special. Okay, Rainbow, Deep Purple, Yngwie Malmsteen. So there you go. And a band called Fandango.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, no Kansas. So it was Malmsteen because I saw him do "Carry On Wayward Son," and Malmsteen does an amazing version of it. So it's pretty great.
Really?
Yeah, Yngwie, man.
Yngwie.
Yngwie's always does not disappoint, that man. Let me tell you. I know he thinks he's hot tamales, but I saw. To me, it's just like I don't know. He's fire fingers, so I always enjoy that. So okay, so the next guy is I believe that I thought I had the date down for this. This is Stephen Carpenter from the Deftones. Are you a Deftones fan?
No.
Okay. I saw them when they opened for Alice in Chains when Jerry Cantrell, through his tour manager, gave me a couple of tickets on the Black Gives Way to Blue tour, and they were fantastic. So I wasn't a big fan of the band, but seeing them live, they were really good. I really enjoyed them. So happy birthday to you. These are everybody's birthday is between today and the 2nd. So I'm not even going to, everybody can just guess when they're. And of course, this is from yesterday, Max Cavalera from Sepultura, Nailbomb, and Soulfly. And are you a fan of any of those bands?
Slayer?
No, Sepultura.
Oh, Sepultura. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't listen to Sepultura back like in the 80s, though. I haven't listened to
that's when he was in the band Sepultura. Now, Andreas Kisser, the guitar player, took the name of the band because the Cavalieras, Igor and Max, both moved on and started Cavaliera Conspiracy, as well as Max has two other bands like Nailbomb, as well as Soulfly. And my friend, Mike Diliano, who I interviewed way back when he was in the Philip Anselmo and the Illegals, is on tour with Soulfly right now. So I'm super excited. I'm going to try and run him down and see if I can get him to come in and talk on the show. He's great. He's hilarious. He's from Texas. There he is there. Philip Anselmo, especially when people were all saying that he was a racist, Philip Anselmo and the Legals was inundated with Mexican band members. So it was just these people that were calling him a racist. I thought it was just so funny because it's like, have you not looked at any of the bands that he plays with? Have you not looked at any of the people that play in bands with him? Because, it's just, it was just stupid. Well, it's just
anything anymore, so
yeah. Well, I mean,
that's so bastardized. No one even. I don't even think it has any meaning anymore.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, too many people are using this "you're a racist" thing as some sort of defense mechanism. I mean, they were even using it on me when I defended Philip, calling me a racist sympathizer. And it's like, whoa, I mean, I didn't. And I mean,
weapon that they try to use to keep you quiet and all that kind of stuff.
Well, they're trying to it's like I said, it's like Metallica's fucking fan club had Vicky Strait. When I had the braids in my hair, I just was wearing cornrows because I was traveling, and I was like, well, this is easier than having to wash it and stuff, right? And I had two black girls in the middle of Union Square in San Francisco braid it. I bought them lunch and gave them money, and but I'm a racist apparently, because I'm culturally appropriating.
Oh, sure, because that's the dumbest shit in the world.
Well, that's what she was, though. Like, I mean, I was on the Metallica Club chat one day, and I'm part Russian, right? I'm Russian, English, Irish, and American. My granddad's from Los Angeles. And and when we were on there, I said something about being Russian, and somebody said, "Oh, you're a Ruski." Well, next thing we know, they've got like these moderators on the board, and they're like, "You're using that's racist." It's like, what the fuck? And that's in 2004. So this is Metallica went from this fun fan club, in Knoxville, Tennessee, that was run by Tony Smith, which was a tour manager, as well as he was the president of the fan club. Everybody that worked for it was a fan. And then they bring in this chick in 2000. She's not even a fan. She's a Pearl Jam fan. She made them a bunch of money, and she turned them into whatever this conservative bullshit is. And, you know, she's part of the reason why their image is, you know, full of lies. Speaking of full of lies, here's somebody else's birthday who we'll get to, and that's fuck you, pay me, Hetfield. And
the conservative movement doesn't.
Yeah, well, this is a buddy of mine. I call him my Roo pal because he's down in Australia. He posted this on James' birthday, and James was 63. He acts like he's 5. He's still a drunk loser, and basically he's like, "Oh, happy birthday, James!" And I'm like, everybody wasn't getting it at first, and then if you look through this, hopefully everybody can get a good enough screen. But down at the bottom where it says it's like father, family, metal, fast cars, and then it says poser. So to me, I was like, right on, you know, pretty funny. My buddy's got a good sense of humor. So yeah. So James turned 63. He's a loser. He's an idiot. He celebrated it in Marianne County in his ranch house where he lives with Pepto-Bismol, the enabler, and her kids. I doubt he might have seen his daughter. However, his son and his other daughter aren't around. They live in Colorado, and he's basically, she's alienated him from his own family, and she allows him to drink. So, you know, the thing is he's been lying, and this daughter did this thing to me in 2023. He was following me since 2012. So like I said, this year, I hope, as the Buddhist prayer says, you get what you deserve. Because I believe time's up. I'm seeing people that are starting to finally get it, that people are starting to look at the comparison pictures of the person pretending to be Lars and Lars Ulrich, who he was, and they're not the same. The other thing is James is all of a sudden the PR guy for Metallica, which he never was before. Lars loved to talk. Now, another interesting thing with Metallica, and then I'll move on because we're always going to have our Smash Metallica moment. Eddie Trunk. Are you familiar with Eddie Trunk?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so Eddie Trunk, one of our favorite New Yorkers. He also does Pilates now, so I'm super proud of him. He's doing really well. He's lost a ton of weight. He's in good shape, which I wish for everyone. And so anyway, Eddie Trunk was not invited to Back to the Beginning, which of course is the Aussie thing. And everybody was like, well, why wasn't he invited? And I said, you know, that's a very good question, because Eddie Trunk, of course, he's royalty. As far as he's radio royalty. You know, I mean, he was the first one to give any airtime to Philip Anselmo after White Winegate, when he was canceled by Rob Flynn and the rest of the losers. And Eddie came to his defense, and Eddie brought him on and let him speak. And he got some information out of Philip that I don't think Philip's ever talked about before, about his childhood. And, you know, I love Eddie for that. Eddie is a real honest guy. He's a real truth seeker when it comes to his journalism. There's very few of us out there now. I mean, you know, like Howard Stern, no disrespect, man, but you polish Metallica's knob way too hard. And he's had fake Lars on. And he was just a knob polisher for them. And it's just, you know, so I think, so people were saying, why wasn't Eddie invited to Back to the Beginning? And the answer is that he wasn't invited. Now, my answer to that is because if Eddie had seen that wasn't Lars, he probably would have come back and spewed it all over the radio. So they didn't want that. Right? They didn't bring in the truth tellers. Well, it's the same reason why Jerry Cantrell, if you look at the photographs of the group shots, the only person from Alice in Chains that participated in those group shots is Mike Inez, because he was in Ozzy Osbourne. The other 3 band members refused. They played the gig and they fucking left. Yep. No, they're not going to play these little reindeer games where James is getting rich. I mean, people need to remember, the 72 Seasons tour was 99 shows at $2 million a show. That's just for the base price that Metallica was charging for the show itself. That doesn't include T-shirts. And T-shirts every night usually go between, well, for Metallica, depending on the size of the stadium, go from $2 to $10 million in sales. A T-shirt from Metallica costs $1 for them to make, and they charge you $45 and up. So again, you know, this is a guy that I could understand if he wanted to play out whatever he had with promoters with a doppelganger, but he kept extending the tour, especially when after he got this girlfriend, the enabler, he started extending it so that he could show her the rock and roll lifestyle. And she was having cameras follow them around shopping in Bucharest. So she's a fucking poser. He's a poser. And I'm so angry. You know, I hope that the Metallica fans smarten up and come out of their Metallica coma, and they don't go to the Sphere show, and they save their money, and they resell their tickets on StubHub. You know, don't get fooled again. And, you know, enough of this, you know, time's up. You know, the fact that they've been lying to their fans since 2022, siphoning money from them, especially the charity where they had fake Lars appear. There's only been 2 charity shows since Lars's disappearance. And both of those charity shows, you know, I know she attended one, and I believe that's where she dressed like Pepto-Bismol. And all that money that they're donating to these different charities and this and that, to different like the Venezuelan earthquake fund and food banks and women's shelters, all that money is coming from the fans. It's not coming from them. It's not out of their pockets. Those guys don't give a fucking dime to any charity. It all comes out of All Within My Hands. And you know who the director of All Within My Hands is? Vicky Strait. Mm-hmm. So again, all about the fucking money. Yeah, it's all about the money.
It all started because of Eddie Trunk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So Eddie, yeah, it does. It always goes back there, though, right? No. So Eddie, the thing is, Eddie's never talked about this. So I mean, I love Eddie Trunk. I know, but I'm always digressing. Come on,
I know. We got to do like a drinking. I think people are doing drinking games about.
Well, that would be awesome. Seriously, if somebody was out there and you're drinking to me every time I bitch about Metallica, fucking right. What a great game. We used to do that when I was a young person. We used to do that to the Smurf show, where every time they said Smurf, you drank. So if every time I say Metallica or fuck James Hetfield, you drink, or Lars is fake, you drink, make sure you check your liver the next day.
Yeah. I mean, basically, it comes, you pop it up at unexpected conversations.
No, it comes out everywhere, man.
It has absolutely nothing to do with
I'm like Louis C.K. Metallica's like my dick. You never know when I'm going to pull it out, right? I'm like Louis C.K. when he pulled out his dick and started playing with it everywhere. And, you know, it's the same thing with me. You just don't know when I'm going to say something about Metallica. But here I am. Oh, yeah, and that's my useless piece of information today for COC. I had 2 of them. One was COC is in Clerks, the soundtrack, which I did not know. Clerks is one of my favorite movies with Kevin Smith. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, it's, God, from like ages ago.
Oh, yeah, well, it's the coolest trivia on Clerks is that Kevin Smith had all his friends in that movie. Movie's done in black and white because it's cheaper to develop. It cost $12,000, and he borrowed all the money from his friends. It showed at Sundance, and he was outside at the garbage can puking during the entire showing of the movie because he didn't know whether it was going to make it or not. And luckily enough, it did. And of course, I think Clerks is hilarious. There's so many good scenes in that movie. My favorite, though, is when Dante and his girlfriend are talking about how many people they've had sex with. And she says, do we include blowjobs? And he goes, what do you mean? She goes, well, because that's like 31 times. And he's like, they got in a huge fight. And she runs outside, and he goes, hey, try not to suck any dick at 31 dicks while you're out there or something like that. And this guy starts following her, and he's like, hey, get back here. All the whole entire movie is just fantastic. But apparently COC is in the Pepper did this amazing interview this week. I got to find out who the interviewer's name is, but Pepper did an amazing interview, I guess last week or something. And just all this trivia came up. And so the other piece of trivia is a piece of Metallica trivia, and then we'll move on from the posers.
Okay.
No, it's great, actually great piece of trivia. When James got drunk and walked into a pyrotechnic in Montreal, I was supposed to go to the show the next day, got canceled for 6 weeks. And when Q Prime, this is their management company, who are no longer representing them now. Why would a management company walk away from their biggest act on their highest grossing tour? I do not know. My guess is they didn't want to be involved with the fraud. That's just me. Anyway, so Q Prime started contacting guitar players. Well, but the thing is that anybody who's involved with this, like even the staff, everybody who thinks they're protected by a non-disclosure agreement, that's so not true. Fraudulent misrepresentation is a federal crime, and because they were doing it internationally, it now becomes an international crime, and no non-disclosure agreement is going to protect you. So any of these people that have been lying and deceiving the fans, saying, I'm just doing my job, Nazis said that too. Just remember that. Nazis said they were doing their job too. So did the OPP in Grey Bruce when they were fucking torturing my animals. So that's the category you're in, people. All you staff of Metallica. Shame, shame on you. You'll get yours. Karma's real. Karma's real.
Well, you got to understand, like, why people actually hate Metallica fans. And it's because you guys condone it. So that's pretty much what it comes down to.
Well, yeah.
Don't be surprised if
Lars had Metallica fans fucking stalking me since 1998 or just after that, 99, 2000. I met a guy named Brad Privet. Apparently, Brad Privet was involved. I hung out with his family. Like, the people that they told me were stalking me, and all these situations, like I got assaulted so many times at Metallica shows, and I couldn't figure it out. And it's like, now I know. And the other thing is too, is that since all of this, since Lars disappeared, nobody's following me, as well as, I like I said, Lars, I was in 2 slip and fall accidents that Lars paid people to push me, and 4 car accidents. Since since he has disappeared, I'm like, haven't even fallen down. So, I don't think that that's me. I don't think that all of a sudden my fucking equilibrium went even, So anyway, that's it. So the useless piece of trivia.
Fallen on my ass since.
Help! I've fallen and I can't fucking get up. Woo! Yeah. Anyway, but so the useless piece of trivia is when they were soliciting for a guitar player to replace or at least cover for James during while his arm healed, they asked Pepper. And the reason why they asked Pepper is because James has been a Corrosion to Conformity fan for a very, very, very long time. And Pepper Keenan is like so many times. Well, Pepper's one of the greatest. He wishes he could write songs like Pepper. He wishes that his riffs were as real as Pepper's. And same with Woody. I mean, if Corrosion's like the synchronicity between Pepper and Woody was the same with James and Kirk, Metallica would be fucking awesome. But Metallica, as we were having a discussion today, hasn't done anything decent this century, really. And really, it's like the first 10 years of their career were awesome, and then after that, it kind of. I mean, I like some of the stuff with Jason. I like the Loads just because they were experimental. But the more that I sort of did my homework on how they were created and how they're pretty much Bob Rock's albums, it just doesn't. The fact that there was no chemistry there, whereas a lot of these bands that I love, they get in the studio and they actually record albums where they're all playing all at once like a real fucking band, like Old School did. It's not all digital this and sending you this and patching you a song here and there, which is what 72 Seasons is. It's overproduced garbage.
Sounds like trash, yeah.
Probably most of it was done during the pandemic.
Well, it's a real big joke is that when I can't remember whose podcast it was, but they played, was it Lux Eterna or something up there? One of the songs.
That is such a Vegas-y song. Lux Eterna.
Yeah, and it's like you can tell that his vocals are just so fake. I mean, it's not natural. It does, and everybody on the comments are like, "Wow, look how good he sounds! Wow, this sounds great." I go, "That's not shit."
Well, the other thing is too that
fucking full of James. I mean, that's like all freaking covered up crap.
Yeah, and the other thing is too is that they're using backing vocals. And those backing vocals aren't Robert Trujillo or Kirk Hammett. None of that is able to translate live. They were using recorded backing vocals this last tour because Robert Trujillo, even though he's taken vocal lessons, he's not a singer, and Kirk Hammett's not. He sounds like fucking Cookie Monster. It's not happening.
Yeah,
it's not happening. Yeah, it's not happening.
We've heard Lars sing too.
Well, yeah. Well, we know for sure. Well, I mean, Lars could have sang on the album. We don't know. I doubt it. The guy refused to play. The guy refused to practice. He refused to practice drums. He wouldn't once his mother died in 1998. Even before that, once the Black Album was over, he stopped practicing. He just always he made it so that people believed that they couldn't do it without him, and it was Lemmy Kilmister has even said that Lars, well, not now, but that Lars should have stayed in management and stayed away from music. And I'm sure there's a lot of people can attest to that. Now, both Rexy and I watched a video today, which I don't know if I'm allowed to show it legally, so we didn't. But it was a lady named Tucker, and I don't know who the interviewer was. Again, I'll have to look it up. And they were talking about James Hetfield and saying what a dick he is. Since we're going to give him a birthday surprise, we might as well slam the shit out of him. So Rex, you watched that video?
Lady's name is not Tucker.
Oh, is it the guy's name Tucker?
No, his name's not Tucker either.
Oh, fuck. Then where did I get that from? Sorry, guys.
Basically, that clip is basically from Fox News with Kennedy, who used to be a former VJ on MTV with Titus. Titus is also on Fox News too. They're both, usually you find them both talking late night with Greg Gutfeld. So, and that's where that clip came from. And I believe that's where that clip came from.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they were talking. And of course, Kennedy basically knows a lot of bands because she was a VJ, obviously a VJ from MTV. And Titus asked him, well, of all the people you've met, who was probably the one that was probably shockingly most disappointing?
Yeah.
Comparatively, from the hype of these people. And she said, oh, that was James Hetfield. James Hetfield was what did she call him? A wet sandwich?
Yeah, and then she also said that he was almost, the word I would use is contrary, and very stuck on himself. And yeah, she was very disappointed in what a dick he was. She did say that Kirk and Lars were nice. Now, with narcissists, which will, if everybody hears your lesson with narcissists today, narcissists are nice to everybody except the people they're brutalizing. So I was one of those people. So, if she met him and Lars was nice, also Kirk and Lars were closet cocaining. So it could have been that too. But Lars was also really nice. Of course, he knew which side his bread was buttered on. So being nice to the VJs would be, a definite plus. I actually follow a fella named Matt Pinfield, who was a VJ as well. And he was actually invited to Jerry's birthday party in April. Jerry's birthday is on March 18th. So Matt went to it. And so, Lars wasn't invited, but Matt Pinfield was. Robert Trujillo went, but Lars didn't. But Lars is supposed to be Jerry's best friend. So again, folks, put your thinking caps on here and say, well, wait a minute. Why wasn't he invited? Why wasn't he invited to Ozzy's funeral? Why was Eddie Trunk not invited to Back to the Beginning? Put the pieces of the puzzle together, and it might sound like a conspiracy theory, but it makes a lot more sense than whatever this shakeup is, and the fact that James is now in charge of everything. That just, that Lars would never give up that kind of control. He just wouldn't, right?
Well, I guess not.
Somebody left us a message. Hold on, who's this? AI viewers, streamboo.com. What's this? I don't know what this is. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, somebody left us a message, but I don't know what it is. There's somebody watching though. Hey, one person who's watching. How's it going? We just are glad you're here. And actually, funny enough, there's been almost 200 views on last week's episode. It's like a couple of days old. So thank you, everybody. Even if you're only watching like 5 minutes of it, it shocks me every single time. Like now everybody's able to watch this stuff on clips as well.
Like I said, they're probably doing a drinking game on Saturdays just to see how many times.
Well, I'm just glad that there's people that I'm finding now, and it could just be my algorithm or whatever, but I'm finding a lot of people now contacting me, saying, looking at the stuff and actually having an open mind and saying, thanks for, doing this stuff. I had one guy, and I appreciate this, said I was the Alex Jones of rock and roll. And I'll take that, except for the Sandy Hook. We have no Sandy Hook here. Other than that, I'll take that, because I am kind of retarded. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Well, because Alex Jones was on Joe Rogan one time and they were really drunk and he said, well, I am kind of retarded, right? And I was just like, fuck yeah, me too. So. Oh, yeah. I'll see. I'll find it for you. It's a good one. It's old, but it's good. Any of the ones when Alex Jones is on, they get him drunk. Too funny. Well, they take him out for
I have a feeling Alex was being sarcastic. So.
Oh, absolutely. But he was drunk, right? He was just being a fucking idiot. He was being funny.
Dave Mustaine, I don't know if he's friends with him, but I know basically he knows Alex Jones.
Yeah, that would make sense. Well, Dave's also, fucking he's Hanger 18, man. He's a believer, right? He also, thinks outside of the box a lot. And I'm not saying he's a conspiracy theorist, but at the same time, Dave's a big thinker. I mean, it's in his music. His music is prophetic. And I think, Washington is next. That's what's happening right now. You just have to listen to the lyrics and you're like, holy smokes, this album is from 2007, 2006. And this song is like now.
Well, the way he writes his songs are kind of, it's timeless. The way he writes.
And definitely.
Because, even today, you listen to something like Holy Wars.
Yeah.
Nothing was written back in like 1990, 91.
Hanger 18, right? Oh, yeah. Hanger 18 is timeless.
I think Hanger 18 was, it wasn't his idea. He might have wrote the words, but I know the idea was based off of Nick Menza.
Oh, cool. I got some great pictures. Marty Friedman is also performing live down in Japan right now. And he is scheduled in 90 days to play the Bukodan Theater, which is it's kind of like the Carnegie Hall of Japan. And when you play Bukodan, it's like the fans are just like, yeah.
You're talking at Budokan. Okay.
Budokan. There we go. See, I can never say these right. It's like I just absolutely destroy people's last names too. So I don't try. At least everybody knows, right? They're like, okay.
At Budokan.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And then Ozzy had a really good. I believe there's a video from that one. And yeah, there's lots of. It's one of those places. It's like Massey Hall is in Toronto, like Carnegie Hall is in New York. That's just one of those places. It's like when you made it, when you played there, you've made it. So, so in 90 days, Marty Friedman is set up to play there. Since we're talking about Dave so much because we just love him, I'll show the Dave Mustaine picture of the week. This is the one. Look at this. This Dave Mustaine's belly button. It's an innie.
It's real. It's proven. He is a human.
No tummy tuck there. He's like,
he was
it's all
actually
happening.
Born with a umbilical cord.
Yeah, and look, he's got his bullet belt is still on. I think he was born with that bullet belt.
Well, yeah.
And then I got a couple.
Who wore it first?
Who wore it first? That's a good question because I don't know. That's a good question.
Dave wore a bullet belt too. So
but it could have been Dave's bullet belt. Let's just say.
Yeah, and they just both.
I had a bullet belt.
I bought bullet belts. I don't know.
I had a bullet belt. I was like fashionista though. I had a bullet belt. I had the studded belts. I had the fucking wristbands. Everything. It was
I wish I had a bullet belt. Me and my friend Maria, she's like, every time when we saw one of those videos, she's like, I love that belt. I go, I know it's bullet belt. And I think it's bitch. And I don't know. She's like, where does he get it? I go, these guys are from.
They're really expensive.
They're from California. They probably got them in a shop, a hard rock shop in California, for all you know.
There was a cool head shop in Toronto called Jack Flash Jacks, that's it. Flash Jacks. And I think it's still there. Maybe not now. But above it was a strip joint that's still there. It's a landmark actually called the Zanzibar. And then below it was Flash Jacks. And it was like a head shop before I knew what a fucking head shop was. And it always smelled like Nank Champa, which is one of my favorite incenses now. And we used to go in there and just, thumb through the pictures and everything. And I remember they had like the bullet belts and all those belts. And yeah, for me, it was like, I used to dress like that to go to school. Like I had these jeans, like that were actual denim, but they were like red stripes, like Steve Harris's pants. And then I had black and yellow stripes, like the guys from Striper, as well as Matthias Jabs from Scorpions. So,
Yeah,
and that's
we had
another thing.
shops like that years ago, back in the 80s. We had
Fuck yeah.
shops like
It was
that.
so much fun. It was a way to rebel was through your clothes. And it was just like, my aunt, I did such a good job being such a rebellious person. My aunt used to call me that thing.
That thing?
She wonders why I don't like her. She called me, she used to say, she said to me, you look like a normal 16-year-old girl, then you'd go in the bathroom, you'd come out and you'd look like that thing. And it's like, okay, so I'm expressing myself.
Oh, I see.
Right? Because I have the backcombed hair. Yeah, we'll have to find pictures. Have you got a picture of you from the 80s?
Excuse me?
Do you have any pictures of you from the 80s?
Hell no, you won't find pictures of me anywhere. Well, I'll put it to you this way. I own no pictures of me. Okay. Because basically, if there are pictures of me, people have taken them. They've either taken. Yeah, and some other pictures I've taken were bad memories, so I just burned them. And so it's kind of like I have like an issue with being pictured. I don't like pictures of myself, but people have taken pictures of me in the past, and a lot of times they take my pictures. So it's like, I don't know why, but they just do. So. No,
well, I had some
memories. I burn them, and throw them down the toilet.
I don't burn anything, but the Hetfields took all my photographs, my childhood photographs, my pictures of me with my father and things like that when they took the house. So that's what fuck you, Callie. We'll just say it one more time. And I hope everybody, makes sure she gets a little bit of karma if you see her, It's like I said to Castor, you just got to stop fucking protecting your sister. It's not worth it anymore. And I mean, it's just going to affect his career. So, but yeah, no, I think I've got one picture of like semi-tall hair, but nothing serious. But the rest of them are gone, which is a bummer. I
never had my hair like that. My hair was layered, and it was like on top, but it wasn't like real high up.
Oh, mine was fucking spiral perm twice and friggin'. And Aquanet was my friend, and you'd sleep on it, and then you'd come out and you'd do it again and just add more eyeliner. Oh yeah.
See what I had like spiral perms too, but it was layered on top, and I would have it curled, and it'd be poofy, but not really super high up. I didn't like that super high up look. I just kind of like just where it looked, fuller on top and stuff like that. I didn't really like the super high. I just never really went for it. I just didn't like it. I mean, some people it look cool. Some people it look too fake. But that's just the way I just liked my hair. And then basically by the early 90s or by the late 80s, I just let it all grow out to one length. So yeah,
well, I remember when I cut mine off. Finally, I cut it to about here. I had it like long and curly and everything, and then I like cut it off to about here. And that was the night that John Bon Jovi held my hand and sang to me. So I must have done a good job with my haircut. And then there you go. So that's cool. So the 80s were an interesting time. I loved to get dressed up, and I wore all the spandex and everything. Oh yeah. I was just imitating all the rock stars. I don't know. I didn't want to be a rock star, but I sure loved looking like one.
Yeah.
But I didn't like. There was no self-importance there. It was more like, you'd get up for school, and instead of like, it was like I was always having on, I always had like a concert shirt, and then these pants that I had, these denim pants. I bought them at Flash Jacks, and I had a pair of red and black ones like Steve Harris, and a pair of yellow and black ones like Matthias Jabs, which I got for that exact reason. And people would make fun of me, and I would look at them and say, "Hey, Steve Harris has a pair of these. Fuck you."
I always wore in high school, I wore T-shirts, like, the concert shirts and jeans and stuff, and my leather jacket. But by the time I got out of high school, I dumped the concert shirts and wore different type of tops. And they're just, I grew out of wearing them unless, I end up going to a concert. And I wore them once in a while, but I didn't wear them as much as I did when I was in high school. In high school, that was like your uniform back in the 80s.
Yeah.
If you're a metalhead, you were basically wearing a metal shirt.
a band.
Yeah, which shirt were you wearing, right? And if you'd been to the concert, you wore the concert shirt the next day,
right?
And then you'd walk down the halls and be like, "Hey, did you go? Hey, did you have a good time?
You
hey,
went there, huh?
Yeah, hey, you went to that one, yeah, yeah." Or you see who got the same shirt as you, and oh yeah, like I mean, it's great. Like I don't know, it's still the same way now. Like I was walking last weekend when I was I grabbed some coconut water from like the convenience store around the corner. And this guy was coming in as I was going out. I was wearing my Guns N' Roses shirt and he had a Guns N' Roses shirt on. And I was like, hey! So, I'm always like that. I like, especially when it comes to music, it's like, I mean, I saw a guy wearing a Greta Van Fleet shirt one time. And I was like, fucking pick a better band, buddy. Sorry, I don't like.
Basically, if I want to hear Led Zeppelin, I'll just basically put on my Led Zeppelin albums.
Well, or what I'll do is I'll listen to Lear Haven, which is a Canadian band that I was working with Johnny Reed, the one of the guys, the singer in the band, and they're very good. If anybody wants to check them out, they're on Spotify. They're called Lear Haven, Haven. Check them out; they're really good, and they do an excellent version of "Your Time Is Going to Come" by Led Zeppelin. So. And they don't make any claims to be Led Zeppelin, and but they're like they've got a great gospel sound to them, and it's really well produced stuff. They had a record, and it sold right out. And they just finished. They toured Europe in April. I don't know what they're doing right now, but hopefully they're having a great summer. But yeah, good band, great band. So as well, okay. So coming up in the next little while. Here you want to do another? I don't think he's dead one. We have this again with Pepper Keenan. Pepper Keenan, on this interview, again, he was talking about Dave Grohl, and he said that Dave Grohl paid for Reed Mullins' rehab just before he passed away. Now, I am of the school. Reed Mullin is the original drummer. He was the one that kept getting them back together. He doesn't have any children, and so this was his baby. Mike Dean doesn't have any kids either. He has all animals. But Reed was really like always pushing for COC. I found that the last album that he was on, No Cross, No Crown, sounded a bit obligatory compared to In the Arms of God. However, and In the Arms of God, Stanton Moore, the guy who just did Good God, Bad Man, the double album that COC has out, which apparently people are saying is the album of the year. I can't wait to hear it. I'm just afraid I'm going to get FOMO when I do, because it's a double album. And apparently the bad man is Lars Ulrich. So there you go. But with them, another thing I said, like they say that Dave paid for his rehab just before Reed died. I don't believe Reed is dead. And the reason is that when he passed right around his birthday, because his birthday is right around the same time as ours. I believe it's the same day as yours, Rexy. I think your birthday is the same day as Mike Patton as well, for Faith No More. Very cool. I call him Patty Cakes. Patty Cakes, right? But
January?
Yeah, January. Yeah. So Reed passed away, or so they say, passed away in 2020. And the thing is, I called Raleigh Hospital right away, and they had no record. No. So again, I said I was family.
I don't know anybody that's born on the 27th except for me and Wolfgang Mozart. Those are the only two.
There you go. Well, I'm going to find out everybody that's born on your birthday so they can feel better. Me, I think Justin Timberlake's born on your birthday. Better.
I think Wolfgang Mozart is.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking rad. I have on my birthday, it's Jackson Pollock, which is like one of my favorite artists. So I'm good with that. Okay, so that's the end of that stuff. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, Alex Van Halen and David Lee Roth sat down with this guy. He's a photographer. I can't remember his name, but they did a TED Talk. Now, I don't know. Nobody knows what was said. Nobody knows anything about it except for the photographs that were taken. Everybody's smiling. So for Alex Van Halen to be smiling, he hasn't seen David Lee Roth in 15 years. So this is very exciting. I'm looking forward to whatever that has. And when there's highlights, I will definitely be talking about it. Alex Van Halen right now is working on an album with, and I'm going to screw up his last name, Steve Lukather. Anyway, he was Eddie Van Halen's best friend. He's the guitar player from Toto. Very.
Oh, that's Steve Lukather.
Okay, see, this is why we have Rexy here, so that she can make us look remotely credible and not like some fucking chick in her bedroom fucking doing a video. But yeah, there's no production here, folks. It's it's totally garage. That's what I said about the shows. It's totally punk rock garage. We're ready for it, right? If we got fancy and technical, would it be that fun? I don't know. I mean, this has got that Wayne's World vibe to it, which I like. But so I'm party time, excellent. And well, I mean, Wayne's
we
World's
could
from
film out in Aurora. I'm not that far from there.
Well, and the thing is, Aurora is actually supposed to be Scarborough, because Mike Myers grew up in Scarborough, Ontario. I was a teenager in Scarborough. I was 11, 12, and 13 and 14 in Scarborough. And and it's exactly how it looks in the Wayne's World movie. It's lumberjackets and work boots, and everybody listens to Russian Zeppelin, and and it was a good time. We all had a good time out there. And coffee shop. Stan Makita is actually Tim Hortons. So Mike Myers did a good job with that, but it's an homage to his teenage years. He went to Stephen Leacock High School, and interesting, this woman said to me, she was on here, she was talking about meeting famous people, and she's like, and I went to school with Mike Myers at East York. I'm like, he never fucking went to East York. He went to Stephen Leacock. Next thing I know, she's not talking anymore. So again, Alex Jones wins. So
okay. Yeah.
Well, it goes, okay. And so another band that's playing right now that I got a really great picture from the past is AC/DC. Everybody who's gone to, I love this picture of Angus Young. I just found it. I think it's amazing. And somebody showed the very first video with Bon Scott, and I'll see if I can play like a snippet of it next on the weekend. But he says, tell me you can find a better rock video than this one. I'm like, I can't. This one's fucking amazing. And so I'll put it up. But I had an idea for AC/DC that I wanted to do with Dave Grohl. And it was called, and I'll do this. There's a Dave Grohl joke of the week. Can you read that? Okay, I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you. It says, basically, it says, when Nirvana became popular, I didn't blow all my money on coke and hookers. I was just like, oh my God, I can get a bigger grill. This is great. Because of course he's a barbecue monster, right?
Oh.
I came up with an idea for
talking about his teeth.
Oh yeah, no. Although I would do I want to do my grill shopping with Post Malone. My other grill shopping though, I'll do with Dave Grohl. But Dave Grohl, I came up with an idea for him for his barbecue stuff, because he does a lot. He feeds people all the time. Does these huge, for homeless people, feeding them, especially in Los Angeles. He's part of the Los Angeles Mission, and so I came up with an idea called Holy Grohl Barbecue, as opposed to Holy Grail. And it would be a series of barbecue sauces and hot sauces that would be all curated by Dave. Very similar to, do you remember Newman's Own?
Yes.
Okay, so it would be similar to Newman's Own, where all the money would go to charity. Not a dime would go in his pocket. So the idea with AC/DC was, the idea I came up with was right after the wildfires in Australia. And I thought what would be great would be an AC/DC all-star barbecue, where it would be an outdoor event. Their winter or their summer is when our winter is. And so it'd be sometime, January, February. And everybody who's an AC/DC fan, because there's so many you could have Axl Rose there, like everybody would be there, because everybody's an AC/DC fan. Jerry Cantrell's a huge AC/DC fan. Who isn't? They're so much fun, like everything about them. So the barbecue, the money would go to the reforestation and the rehabilitation of all the animals and their ecosystem in Australia, because when those wildfires came through, they just took everything. So that was my idea. Another one, we were talking about how nice I am and how I'm always thinking of nice things for people. And isn't that special? It's better than being a crabby bitch. I say enough shitty stuff about one particular band that,
no.
It's not, and Greta Van Fleet too.
No.
I usually try to skip those, those ones on, when they ask you a question, like on social media, what's that one band that's you fucking hate or is overrated or whatever. And usually I just skip them, right? It's No Sour Grapes. But then I realized, no, wait, it's Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, there's a lot of overrated bands or musicians.
There's a lot of overrated bands, but I mean, okay. So, how do you feel about Motley Crue? That's the other guy that everybody's birthday. Yeah, how do you feel about Motley Crue?
Motley Crue. Yeah.
Well, people are saying that they're using pre-recorded backtracks this tour.
They are. They're fake.
Are they?
I think so.
Okay, I haven't watched
stuff. I think they are using stuff. I haven't liked that band since 1985.
Yeah, well, since Shut Up Devil.
Yeah, that was like the last thing because I grew out of basically hearing a bunch of crap about women being with. Never mind. We'll get into
I remember those stories. Yeah.
But that and Theater Pain was just awful. I'm like,
that's terrible. And the costumes were awful. Those costumes were just embarrassing.
Oh, they went pink. Oh, how nice! He's wearing pink. What's with the pink?
Yeah, it's like when did Motley Crue become transvestites? So,
I mean, I understood the whole makeup thing because, New York Dolls did that. I mean, the makeup thing has always been kind of around, but they were wearing like metal clothes, like leathers and studs. So it wasn't like they were wearing girly clothes or anything feminine. And then they get in this Theater Pain thing and Vince looks like he's turning into some other woman.
He was a very ugly girl. Now, I don't know if I told you this. Did I tell you about me winning a contest?
No, you did not.
So when I was 14, there was a TV show that was hosted by a woman named Samantha Fox, I believe her name was. Not the singer, but this was another woman named Samantha Fox, or something like her last name was Fox, I'm sure. Anyway, she hosted, it was on Channel 47, which was the multicultural channel. And it was like videos for a half an hour. And I was in grade 9, and it was called What I Do to Meet Motley Crue. And so I took these postcards and I like put all these pictures of Motley Crue on the front of them. So the postcard was actually all Motley Crue pictures. And then in the back, I put like 2 or 3 like ideas. So it's like, I'd sell my brother to the gypsies. Things like this. I'd lick the sweat off Vince Neil's chest. Meanwhile, I'm 14. I have no idea what the fuck that is. Anyway, so I ended up winning, but I came in second because this was back when Motley Crue was straight up dangerous. Like dads were coming to the shows, wanted to discuss what happened with their daughter. So I came in second. I won a Shout at the Devil cassette and a poster, and a boy won first place, which was fine. But so I came in second. I felt pretty good about that. Number 2.
I think the only thing I remember winning at all back in the 80s was there was like this mall in North Riverside called North Riverside Mall.
No way!
Yeah.
Fuck. That's unique.
And yeah, I know. And actually that mall was pictured in Wayne's World movie too.
Oh no way!
Yeah, did you ever see the cars stacked up on each other on that big giant pole?
I'd have to go back. It's been a long time since I see that movie too, but yeah.
Well, if you see that, that's pretty much North Riverside Mall. So anyway, but I was there because there was like at the time there was like I can't remember whose station it was, but it was some radio station that was on. It was like a metal station on at the time, and this was pretty much in the early to mid 80s or something like that. And they would have like us. The DJs were going to be there. The DJ that was there, and you know how like all these DJs have like certain terms for things or certain indications for things like that. Yeah. And they kind of Randolph was like, "What is blah 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 blah?" And I can't remember what it was they asked because it's been so long. But they were giving away things. So if you got the question right, whoever spewed out the right answer first, they would give away like albums or shirts and things like that. Well, I end up getting the Scorpions Worldwide Live double live album.
Ooh, that's a great album. Speaking of Scorpions are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What's fucking going on? This is a band.
Okay, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a bunch of bullshit anyway.
It's a total bunch of bullshit, but somebody like the Scorpions would embrace that kind of that kind of notoriety. They'd be one of the bands. Like Iron Maiden's not showing up. Like I think this is what I learned from Steve Miller, right? Woo, Steve Miller, cheer up. But Steve Miller, when they won Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he found out that they only give them 2 tickets, and then everybody else you have to pay for the seats, and every seat is $10,000. So Steve Miller got up and he just freaked about this. I can't, my whole band couldn't even come because we couldn't afford to pay for all, blah, blah, blah. So
Steve Miller. Who's Steve
Steve
Miller?
Miller. Come on. Some people call me the Space Cowboy.
Oh God.
Yeah. So Steve Miller, like he's meant for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I thought you were talking about, oh my gosh. I was like, I wasn't even thinking it was that Steve Miller. But okay.
Yeah. So Iron Maiden are actually going to be on tour when they're being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But Blaze Bayley and there's one other person that was in the band that are available, and that, Blaze Bayley, he came in at a really tough time. What fucking shoes to fill? You can't fill Dickinson's shoes. That's crazy. That's hard. And so the idea that they give, like, Blaze Bayley obviously can't afford to go to the event. I think what Iron Maiden and Iron Maiden fans should do is start a GoFundMe to get Blaze Bayley there to accept the honor, because he's the kind of person who would accept it. Iron Maiden itself, they couldn't give a shit. So it'll be, and you don't want that. I mean, Iron Maiden, when they go in, they should be celebrated because they're just such a fucking great band. They're one of my favorites, and especially to see live.
I mean, they've been around as a huge metal band for decades.
That's right. And how many metal bands can't say that somehow they're influenced or that they love Iron Maiden?
Yeah, well, yeah. Almost every metalhead is influenced by Maiden. If they're not, I'm sure they appreciate or something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Right. Yeah. Like Iron Maiden's just like, because you have these fantastic eras. There's 3 eras, right? There's the Paul Di'Anno era, which there's a documentary, I believe, if it's coming out or if it's come out, I'll find out. But there's Paul Di'Anno, and then of course Bruce, and then Blaze Bayley, and then back to Bruce again. And I actually saw the Ed Hunter tour when Bruce Dickinson came back to Iron Maiden, and it was at Massey Hall, which is my favorite venue in Toronto, and it was fucking great. They played nothing but like the old 80s stuff, and it was just like it was like going back to high school all over again. And that was like, I think it was around 2000. And yeah, what a great time. Had a good, I never have a bad time. Like Steve Harris writes most of the lyrics, or at least used to write most of the lyrics for Iron Maiden. And Steve Harris is the bass player. For anybody who doesn't know, what are you doing watching this fucking show if you don't know who Steve Harris is? Well, I guess this is how you learn. But Steve Harris is just like, they call him the boss, and he's the hardest working guy in rock and roll. And he's a fucking great bass player, and he's like still on his feet. He plays soccer all the time, or football as they call it. And great, overall good guy. I wish I could go and see them. They're playing on the 23rd. No, the 20. I don't know what they're playing around in the 20s of August in Toronto, but with Megadeth and Anthrax. Oh, and there's another thing. More good news about Megadeth. Megadeth has announced a European leg to their continuing conquering tour with this last album, and the opening acts are ready. Dun dun dun. Testament. Fuck yeah. Guitar heroes extraordinaire. Eric Peterson and Alex Skolnick. Fucking Chuck Billy, the whole gang. I think I love them. I think they're great. And Black Label Society. Woo!
Oh, that's cool.
It's like Dave's just picking the best bands to open for him. I mean, what a great way. And such nice people. Like Chuck Billy is like, I interviewed him. I interviewed Eric Peterson, and nicest people. Could not ask for nicer people. They like to bowl, which is a thing I love. So it's just there. And Alex Skolnick, he's in New York, no bullshit guy, none of this California dreaming for him, and he's great. Even though he hates Trump and stuff, but they all do. The commies, right? Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
No, he's really smart though. He has a band that's a jazz trio. And he's just incredible. It's just a great band. Testament's just one of those bands that's like another underrated band from that era. Exodus, Testament, underrated bands. Like when Gary Holt, sort of replaced Kirk, Exodus bloomed. He blossomed way more. So,
yeah.
I think so.
And got bigger.
Yeah, I think so. I think Gary Holt's a fucking out. Gary and Lisa Holt are amazing on Instagram. Lisa is an amazing photographer. I'd love to have her on the show. And she got some great photographs. Actually, I'll try and pull some this weekend of Megadeth. And they were just beautiful. And she's got some great ones of Dave with the winds blowing through his hair. I've got pictures of Chris Broderick too for this weekend. He is playing with In Flames, which is pretty much one of his bands now. And he just is killing it. He just, that guy, once he walked away from Megadeth, it just was no stopping him. Same with Phil Demmel. When he walked away from Machine Head, all the doors open for him. Everybody was like, hey, man, are you free? And everything worked out for them.
Broderick's a fantastic guitar player.
You know, it's just,
there isn't a bad guitar player in that band. They're just not bad musicians. So.
Not at all. And that's the thing. So Dave's got, and that's, if you like guitar playing, which of course Rexy and I do, if you like guitar playing, you know, this Megadeth tour seems to be what for you, you know, I mean, it just does. I mean, that Iron Maiden show that's coming, the Run for Your Lives tour with Anthrax and Megadeth. I mean, that's a guitar player's dream come true night. So yeah, good. So, you know, Bruce, you can always call us and have us come in. We can do it. We'll bring Rexy in. So that's it. Now we've gotten pretty much through sort of that week. There was a lot of stuff. I just wanted to get it out there so that we can have more time to sort of talk shit this weekend, have some fun, because the format moves really fast and it's starting to really format's sort of these things are writing themselves now, and I want a little more room to goof around. Not that, well, I like taking people hostage. We've taken them hostage for an hour and 40 minutes on a Wednesday. What else were you fucking doing anyway? You weren't doing anything, so you might as well fucking hang out with us.
Well, people should contact us and let us know how drunk you get every weekend.
Yeah, every time I talk, well, I would and the other thing is too, is that I've got some stickers that I just got, and they're pictures of Jesus, and they say, I saw that. And so anybody who writes in with like an idea or a comment or anything like that to Marianne is 5150@gmail.com and wants to give me their address, I will mail you some of these. We're going to be doing t-shirts and stickers soon, but I got these and I thought they were fucking hilarious. I got like 60 of them. So if you guys want some Jesus, I saw that stickers, send me a letter, send us a letter, send us something funny. We don't take death threats, but other than that, we're in. No dick pics either, please. If you haven't seen it before, shoot it. It's good. We're good.
But we all know Marianne is like, you know, everybody's dream, but you know.
Oh, whatever. I doubt that. Yeah, if you're into senior citizens, fucking right on.
You're like, a senior citizen.
I'm almost. I'm there. Hey man, I get seniors. 55 is senior, and I'm 57, so 57.8.
That doesn't count. Senior is like 70s.
Oh, well, I always say fourth quarter, right? I figure we're medium, right? So 75 is when you start.
I think we're just on the upper level of what do you call that? Middle age. We're like middle age, but we're like, you know, on the
upper middle age. Well, Elliot, my lawyer, goes, 57 is the new 27. And I'm like, Elliot, if I wasn't in love with Jerry Cantrell, you'd be number 2. So yeah, if I got a picture of Jerry Cantrell this week, I got a couple of them. Let me see if I've got a funny one and then, here's one. This is during the, when Alice in Chains toured with Van Halen. They came out during a show. I think this is Hot for Teacher. I'm not sure what song it is. They're all wearing G-strings. And Sean Kinney looks great. And then there's Jerry and Lane. So pretty funny. Yep, pretty funny. Well, the same tour, they did that. I know that when they were doing Man in the Box, everybody in Van Halen came out in boxes.
I wish I didn't have to see that. No.
Yeah, well, if you haven't seen it before, shoot it. Right? Here, we'll give you a nice one just to end it because we don't want to leave it on naked Jerry. So here's another one. Here's Pretty Jerry and the band. This is when Mike Starr was in it, and Lane and Sean. And of course, Sean gets more handsome as he ages too. He looks really good. Like Sean Kinney's looking really good. Good looking cats, right? Oh, that's the other thing. I got to get Jerry and his brother. I got to get a picture of the Cantrell brothers from back in the day when they are. Oh yeah, his brothers was a ginger. Wait till you see him. He looks like an even cuter Mustaine. He looks like an even cute, if that's possible. So yeah,
somebody's as hot. Another ginger that is hot as Dave.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, you know what? We'll do a cross comparison this weekend. We'll figure out which was which.
Yeah.
So that's it. So I just wanted to get through that stuff, guys. So we're halfway through the week, and also so I could say fuck you, James Hetfield, because I always love doing that. Pay me, bitch. And motherfucker, you have no idea. You could have just paid me the $1 million with my ideas that you and Lars stole.
There goes another
but
shot.
Instead, here we go again. Drink, motherfuckers. But instead, you decided to be an idiot and a miser, and now you owe me way more. And not only that, but and somebody told me that James got so drunk he shit his pants.
When?
In the last in the last 6-7 years. So James is like, well, that's the thing. James is getting blackout drunk now, right?
What's wrong with those pants? He's carrying a diaper.
Oh my God. It's just like, well, I mean, the thing is too, is that like those outfits would look great if he was in shape, but he's pudding. He's a chunkster. He's a chunkster. So, and I mean, I'm not saying that I'm like, ready for spandex cat suits again. I'm not saying that, right? I've been enjoying ice cream this year, which I was stressed out for so many years, thanks to James Hetfield and his cunt daughter. And that I couldn't enjoy the foods and I love ice cream. Ice cream is like I almost like it as much as Jerry Cantrell, but not as much. But, and so, I've been enjoying a little bit of ice cream and some cheesies. So I don't drink. I don't even smoke weed anymore. I just gotta have something.
She just, does crystal meth every once in a while.
If I did crystal meth, I'd be in perfectly wicked shape. But I'd have no teeth and I'd have acne and lesions all over my arms. No, I never got into it. You know why? This is Lars used to say that I was addicted to meth, and I said absolutely not. You know why? Because I love to sleep. And Rexy will tell you, I sleep 10 to 12 hours a night. And I go to bed. I fucking love to sleep. Keep your friggin' all night long drugs away from me, man. Your cocaine, your crack, your all that. No. No way. I like to sleep way too much. So there you go. True confessions from Marianne Jacobson again. So there you go. I hope you guys are good and drunk now, nice and lubricated for the rest of your night. And
I thought we were just talking about alcohol, and you're sitting there talking about lubrication.
Well, no, that's what I call it. It's like liquid courage, loudmouth soup. Lubrication. It's just when you have a few drinks. When you're lubricated, you're a little more loosey goosey. I haven't had a drink of anything. The last thing I had was a Corona beer on July 1st, 2018, and the very next day, pot went legal, so I just stopped drinking. And
that's more fun when it's legal.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was I started to be able to get edibles. I started to be able to get concentrated capsules, and it was just like, most of it was before I got in with my chiropractor, my acupuncturist, everything was about pain management. And and cannabis was my pain management because I was being denied doctor treatment for 13 years. And so I was using cannabis, and cannabis is a great painkiller. Cannabis is also a cure for cancer. So but nobody wants you to know that. Well, there's a guy named Rick Simpson. He's hiding down South America. And he made an oil, which is he basically, when you make oil out of marijuana, a lot of people will use like rubbing alcohol and stuff. But Rick was using like alcohol, all natural. So everything you were getting out was a clear concentrate. And he made it into an oil and he put it on his melanoma, and it cleared up his melanoma. So, the thing is that, it's a gift from the earth. The only thing I've ever question as to why it was ever put here is cocaine. I cannot figure out why it was put here, except for, this is the devil's playground. And the devil put dinosaurs here, as Jerry Cantrell will tell you. And if you think about it, if the devil put dinosaurs here, oil is made from fossil fuels. So what's the biggest polluter of the planet? Right? So devil, maybe he's got I would say Jerry's got a point.
Okay.
I would say Jerry's very smart and he's got a point. Call me, Jerry. We can talk about it.
Well, okay. This is like political when it comes to basically this whole thing with the global warming. I have a different theory when it
Well, I
comes
didn't
to
call it global
basically.
warming. I was just more thinking of just fossil fuels, and they are polluters. It's, I mean, there's, and the other thing is that plastic is made. There's a part of it that's made from fossil fuels. I mean, everything that's polluting the planet has a bit of a fossil fuel in it. Maybe if we left the dinosaurs alone, we wouldn't have these same problems. But
Well,
we
the
also wouldn't
dinosaurs
have.
are dead, so it doesn't really matter to them.
That's true. Oh yeah, well, I mean that was the thing. Well, I mean it's it's the anyway, but you get what I mean. But yeah, so that was just it was just another Jerry is great moment. That's all.
Oh,
Because I don't know if anybody knows this, but I love Jerry Cantrell.
no, that's another shot. Basically,
Yeah. So yeah, every time I say I love Jerry Cantrell and Metallica sucks, y'all can get fucking wasted. You're welcome.
yeah, you probably basically don't even remember the next day what we were talking about.
That's why you love our show so much. That's why, because you don't remember half of it anyway.
Yeah, oh my God.
And that's on that note, we will say adieu, which is another fancy name, another fancy word. We've got them all. But thanks everybody if you're watching the recording afterwards. Thanks for watching. I really don't know what the draw is, but thanks, because it's fun. We're having a really good time doing it. And
You got any messages there? You said you got a message.
No, that's it. I got something from something, but we ran on Twitch this week as well, which is something we normally haven't done. I'm gonna do some shows like I can with the Restream program that I have. I can use 3 channels, so I do Twitter or X and Facebook, because now I'm back on there because they unsuspended my account, which was suspended for me saying that I would like to drop acid at the Rush show. I mean, anybody who's been will tell you that it was a good idea, especially if I was 14. But I'm not anymore. And then Facebook as well. So there's Twitch, Facebook, and X. I'm only allowed 3, and then after that, it's extra charges. And I've also started doing clips, which are clips of the show. And if you want to watch those, so you don't have to put up with this entire show, and you want to test drive it first, you can go to my Instagram account, which is Marianne Marianne 2024 999, which is of course the year I opened it, and 999 is 666 upside down. So yeah, and you can go there and you can watch some clips. The algorithm on Restream picked them up, and they are funny. There's some of them that it's like I'm like, oh my God. And there's one even on there, like I said, I'm like wiping my nose like this. It looks like I've like been hanging out with Elizabeth Hurley and Pamela Anderson after the Oscars.
Oh, wow.
I have to show you a picture of that. You'll see.
Yeah,
you'll laugh your head off. No, they're so gacked. They're like so gacked, it's not even funny. And they showed up at a Vanity Fair party, and you're just like, what? Pam's barely dressed. And she's wearing these big glasses, and she's just like all like her lipstick's off and everything. It's just all the things you do when you're friggin' blowing your nose and wiping your nose and stuff. Anyway, just one of those, it was just one of those things that I noticed one day. But of course, both those women now are like, Elizabeth Hurley's over 60 and she looks fucking amazing. And Pamela Anderson looks great too. So you can survive
when you got
this
a lot
stuff.
of money, it pretty much kind of helps.
Sure. But I think it's got to be a little bit of genetics too.
Maybe.
Although then we saw those Kardashian pictures and it's like, you're not ugly. You're just poor.
Wow. They've been chopping up their faces for a long time.
Oh, yeah. And Gary Holt was talking, we're talking about Gary Holt, Catman. He has a series of t-shirts, if anybody's interested, crazy t-shirts like these. And he had one that was very popular called Kill the Kardashians. And he was saying like he made more money selling that t-shirt than he's ever made with Exodus on tour.
Wow.
Yep. Well, yeah. And apparently, because of course Slayer played it back to the beginning, and Travis Barker was there in one of the other bands, and so Kourtney Kardashian was there. And Gary said that this was the first time he'd been face to face with a Kardashian ever, and she kind of gave him that dirty look, like, I know you're the guy that wears that shirt.
I think basically we should do something about the whole the whole thing where I think Kim Kardashian started this. started wearing band shirts and they don't even wear that. They don't even listen to the music, but they
Well,
wear all.
yeah, but that's how the name three band trend. And you know, I mean, I'm guilty of. I will go to a show and like my rule of thumb was to buy a T-shirt, always, because I knew that's where the money, especially with these smaller bands with COC. When I started to go to the club shows more, I knew the way to give these guys a thank you was to buy a T-shirt or to pay for a VIP. And you know, they get that money. It was I pay like $125 to meet down, and that's like a per diem, you know, $25 for each of them. For sure, I'll do that. Fuck yeah. You know, I mean, that's how I met those guys and had a great time. And it was the best experience was getting to meet down. Any of you guys that are about this down tour is about to start, any of you that get an opportunity to take that VIP package, do it. You will not regret it. These guys are great. They are so much fun. And you get a minute with them and you get to meet Jimmy Bauer, who's fucking awesome. And Philip Anselmo, which is a guy, you know, a metal guy's wet dream. There's only two men in metal, really, that I've ever seen men like openly weep when they meet them, and one was Philip Anselmo. So,
I think you basically weren't talking about what I was talking about.
What are you talking about?
I was talking about these idiots that are walking around with like heavy metal shirts and they don't even listen to the bands.
Yeah, that's the name three band trend. Name three songs off the album trend. Oh, right, 3 songs from the band, and I would buy shirts like. And that's how I got into the bands, really, is like seeing them live first, and then I would take the journey backwards. Like I did that with Clutch. Yeah. I'm having
these people are doing it because they don't even see the concerts. I mean, they're wearing it because
they bought it at Urban Outfitter.
Yeah, it's like, I think basically what it is that they had nothing better else to do or better ideas to do, and they just thought they were cool looking shirts, and then they started wearing them. They don't even know who these bands are.
There's some beautiful artwork on metal albums, though. Look at the Mastodon albums.
The thing is, these shirts are not for people who don't listen to the bands.
Okay.
They're not. They're really not. Don't believe me, talk to Dave Mustaine himself. He went through an experience with a lunatic that was wearing a Megadeth shirt, and she didn't know who the fuck Megadeth was. That's how one of the songs on not the last album, the one before came on. And from what I understand, the story is that this girl was walking around with a Megadeth shirt. He saw it. He came up to her. He's like, "Hey, that's my band." And she's like, "Get away from me, creep!" You know, yeah. I'm like, holy flying fuck. The whole.
Oh my god. This is as bad. This is as bad as the Finnish journalist asking him who would win in a fight. It's like Dave Mustaine has no luck. Like, I mean, most of us would give our eye teeth to like meet or interview Dave Mustaine, and here are these people that have had opportunities to do both, and they blew it.
Well, the thing is, the reason she didn't recognize him is because obviously she doesn't listen to the band. She was doing the Kim Kardashian crap, walking around with like, I bought this in a freaking, I don't know, some kind of boutique.
Urban Outfitters. Urban Outfitters are,
what's that other? The picture was cool.
Forever 21.
Like, huh?
Got it. Forever 21.
I don't know. Listen, all I know is that she said that she bought it in a boutique, and she thought the shirt was cool looking. She doesn't know anything about the band, and she had no idea who the fuck Dave Mustaine was, and she got mad and told him to go, take off because she thought he was a creep and all this shit. And it's like, that's why these people should not be wearing those shirts
or breeding.
No, I'm serious. They aren't, because those shirts are for the frickin' people who listen to the band or who are fans of these bands. If I'm walking around and I'm wearing a Megadeth shirt and Dave Mustaine notices it, he'd be like, holy shit. He wants to basically know that the person says wearing a shirt knows who he is.
I'd hope so, right?
I mean,
he's had a lot of members in his band, so like if Jeff Young walked up to you and said, "Hey, I like your Megadeth shirt," then you'd be like, "Okay," you can see if you didn't know I'd know who he was, but anyway, maybe some people might not know who he was. But yeah, Dave Mustaine, you should kind of know. That must be interesting, though.
Iron Maiden shirt, you got Bruce Dickinson coming up to you and go, "Hey, mate, that's my band." Yeah, they're like, creep, go away. It's like, what the fuck? Those shirts do not belong to people who don't listen to the bands. I am a firm believer of that.
That's a good one.
It's because basically, if you're, I mean, the people who are in these bands, they want to see their fans wear the shirts, and
Yeah.
they want to basically probably get a chance to say hi to them because we're their investors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's I find it distasteful to wear a freaking band shirt that you don't know anything about, and it's just I think it was just another snub on metal and an easy grab of attention for assholes in Hollywood.
I need a quote for underneath a thing called Rexy's rant, because we have because I have
got
mine.
a lot of rants. You know,
No, you do great. This is why I want to make two shows, like, or when we have a week like this, it's like I want to make sure you get your time, because people, the more you get to know Rexy, she's smart, she's so fucking funny, and a lot of times my blabber, it gets. So you don't get to experience the Rexy experience, and she's so fucking cool. So yeah, I want you guys to enjoy her as much as I do. It's just a great. My life. We met in February, just on Twitter, and my life has gotten so much better being her friend. So there you go. There's your compliment for the day. Well, it's true though, man.
I think basically, if you are caught wearing a band shirt you know nothing about, you could be charged a large fine for it.
Who gets the money?
Oh, that's true. Who would get the money?
Charity. We'll make it a charity.
They can make it a charity thing. That's right.
Yeah.
Put it in a charity, and you'll be banned from wearing that shirt ever again.
Ever. That's perfect.
Absolutely never again.
I love it. And
the name will be posted everywhere. Your face will be posted everywhere. Poser.
You and James Hetfield, side by side. You and James Hetfield.
Not let them around. No.
All right, so we're on the 2-hour mark, girl, so we'll go. Thanks everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're all really drunk now, but again, this is for Saturday. You can set yourself up now, get yourself a case of beer, whatever it is that you like to drink, and you can have a drinking party.
All right,
all of a sudden we're turning ourselves into a cult show, which I love the idea. Yeah, thanks for the Kool-Aid, Reverend Jim. So you know what that is, right? Man of War. Anyway, okay. And on that note, any parting words, Rex?
No. I think I did my rant for the night.
Don't wear a fucking shirt you don't know the band.
Don't wear a band shirt unless you actually listen to the band.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, man. Okay, so everybody have a great rest of your week. Glad we could entertain you. And, well, you entertained us, really. That's really what this is, because we're having so much fun doing this shit. All right, so, Rex, I will call you in a bit once I download this stuff. And good night, everyone, and have a better tomorrow, as they used to say.
All right.
All right, peace. See you later. Oh, I got to hit the end stream. Okay, bye. Here we go. End it.